I mean, at the end of the day, I believe that vision that you see and want has to be such a vivid image that it gets the effort going. And when effort goes, motivation starts to happen. Motivation will never come before effort.
Hey, Dogs fans, welcome back to the show. We have an amazing guest today, Coach Billy Lanford with the Chicago Dogs. Coach, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm super stoked to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here too. Before we start talking dogs, which I know we want to get to, but I got to tell people that you're an amazing guy. You have an amazing journey to get to this place. You are a true Renaissance man, right? You're an athlete, you're an entrepreneur, you're a mentor, and a coach. Where did you grow up and learn the game of baseball?
Thank you for all those compliments. It's fun. I want to say this before I get into that. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be a Renaissance man. So
Okay.
that's something that's always driven me. But my dad was in the military. I was actually born in Georgia,
Oh,
moved around a bunch, but the places I stayed the longest were in Florida, in Miami and West Palm Beach.
okay.
And that's where, I mean, from the time, I was four, I was playing, t-ball. Started early, and it's always been a passion of mine. And it's honestly, it's always been a love-hate relationship until probably the last decade. Yeah, so I played in high school, played college, walked away. I mean, I don't talk too much about like the earlier stuff. I'm not one to look back and,
Sure, sure.
the glory days. I feel honestly like life for me started, I was almost 24 and I walked away from the Frontier League. And that to me is when life really started. The game really, I shouldn't say the game. I allowed the game to beat me up mentally
Hmm.
pretty bad. It's a tough game, you know. I do some interviews, as you know, and it's like TJ Hopkins said, who played in the big leagues, played for us last year, and
Yeah,
like it's a hard game. Hitting is hard,
yeah.
and I was an infielder, and it beat me up. And
Oh,
when I walked away from baseball, I actually started doing installation art shows. I got as far away from the game as possible,
yeah.
just to get a different perspective on life and
Sure.
and learn some new things.
So kind of give us a quick synopsis of your entrepreneurship here.
The first job I had when I left baseball, I ran a 12-bed boys home for neglected, abused kids.
Wow.
Well, I worked in it actually at the time. I was what they call a youth treatment specialist. So worked with therapists. Half our kids were wards of the state. Changed my life. Just dealing with things that I personally had never dealt with that you see on the news. You don't realize they're real until you're in it.
Right.
And my parents are entrepreneurs. They asked me if I would want to go in on a business with them. My mom's a florist. They've owned flower shop, gift shops. And I said, sure. So we bought a flower shop, gift shop in East Grand Rapids
Wow.
called Some Floral. And it was amazing. We ran it for 6 years, sold it for more than we bought it for. So that's
Wow.
always good.
Wow.
And then I ended up going back to the home
Oh, no
and
kidding.
becoming the home supervisor because I really love the work. I love the kids. I mean, the money, there is no money. I've tried to be somebody who's led by purpose and passion, and not money. The money has always kind of followed when I did things I loved.
Hmm.
So to go up to AK Ricks, from there, the president of the company at the time, Jim Murray, he asked what it would take for me to go there and train their staff and
Oh,
just work with him on vision. And I kind of was his right hand man for a decade. And then that led me to
wow.
starting a consulting company.
Sounds like you had no experience in that really, almost like motivational speaking or learning. How did you develop that? Was it something you had to learn, or you always just kind of had it in you? You're always been kind of an empathetic guy, or
Yeah, always been empathetic. When I was 16, so I came up as a catcher before I started playing infield in college, and my high school baseball coach Don Kinney told me, and it drove me crazy at the time. But he said you're more of a coach than a player, and I
oh,
hated it because what 16-year-old kid wants to hear that, right? Like,
right, right.
oh, I'm a player. But he was like, hey, having you on the field's like having another coach. So I've always had that, and I'm very empathetic, and I love walking with people.
Sure.
And I'm a big reader. I mean, I've been reading 10 pages a day since I was
Wow, no
26.
kidding. Wow.
So just being able to grab different perspectives, meet people at different places, and I've had a lot of ups and downs in life too, right? Like we all have. We've all had our peaks and valleys. But if you learn from the valleys and the peaks, but especially those valleys, walking with people through change or through difficult times or companies through difficult times, it just makes it so much easier because you get it, you remember, right? Like,
Right.
hey, I was in this low place
Yeah.
and now you are. So we got to push change for sure.
Yeah.
But we also have to be understanding that change is difficult.
So tell us how you fell into coaching before the dogs.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to come back as a player. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, this was in the 23 season.
Okay.
Uh, I wanted to come back as a player. I thought, it'd be cool to get signed in my 40s. I thought, you know what, I want to come back as a player. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I wanted her to be around high level baseball because it's
Okay.
special. I've done some great things, sat in a lot of boardrooms, buying shows in Paris and everywhere else. And
Wow.
nobody pays to come watch you do what you do. No one does. No one asks for your autograph. So what you're doing today is really special, not only for you, but for the fans who come. Tangent. Something I love about the Chicago Dogs is that fan first mentality, because
Yeah.
that's what I grew up in with my parents and luxury fashion is it's client first.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
and I love that about them. But I wanted to come back as a player, and this guy Joe Torre, who owns a company called Black Sox Baseball.
I've heard of it, but that's not the Yankees Joe Torre, is it?
Oh, no,
No.
no,
Okay.
no, different guy, different guy, different guy. It'd be cool if it was the same guy. I reached out to him and he and I talked. So he was like, "Hey, come down. Like, let's give you a workout, see how you do, and go from there." And that's where I met Owen Reith, who was our bench coach last year.
Got it.
In 23, Owen managed the Kenosha Kings in Kenosha, Wisconsin,
Right.
and I was still working and traveling a lot, but I played for them as much as I could. Season was done and it was one of those, okay, I don't think I'm going to play, but I'm not ready to not play, but I know I want to coach.
Yeah.
Had no idea what I was going to do, and Owen called and said, "Hey, why don't you manage Kenosha, because I'm
Wow.
going to be with the Dogs." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great." So I managed and played until about the last month of
Wait,
the
you
season.
you're a manager player?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
So I
Wow.
played like, we were playing like 6 games a week, similar to our schedule.
Okay.
But I played like 2, 3 games a week, and then
Wow.
so I just focused on that. We won the Wisconsin State League that year, which was awesome. It was phenomenal. Bunch of really good guys on that team, and then I was planning on going back to Kenosha. And Owen and I had talked a lot in the off season because we've become really good friends over the last 4 or 5 years. And 2 days before spring training, he called and said, "Hey, we need somebody. We need a hitting coach." He was like, "Are you interested?" I was like, "Done." I'm in. So I went, and at the beginning, it was only a home game role,
Okay.
so I wasn't traveling. And then about a month in, so after Cleburne, I was there full time.
It's amazing how quickly time goes, right? But you're bringing us to my next point, which is, are you ready to talk dogs?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a new manager in 2026, Stan Clyburn. Have you worked with Stan before or spoken with him at all?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked quite a bit this off season.
Okay.
And I had met him one other time. I went to a tryout to watch some guys over in High Point when he was with Southern Maryland.
Oh, the
And
Rockers.
I
Okay.
mean, he's a gem. He's great.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal, man. And Stu's amazing, right? Like Stu
Yeah.
last year, I mean, he really, I mean, it was my first time in a professional clubhouse,
Wow.
as a player or coach for that matter, in
Mhm.
25 years, and it was great. Like he just brought me under his wing, and anything I needed or wanted to talk about, he was there. And
Wow.
Stan's very similar, just a manager. Stan's been nothing but amazing. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited to have him and learn from him and,
Right.
give him everything I've got.
Yeah, he'll be mentoring you in a way, I guess, because you never
Absolutely.
stop learning, right?
Ever, never. There's always something to learn.
Yeah.
Always.
As of this recording here, the squad is coming together.
Mhm.
A lot of new faces. It seems like a heavy turnover this year. Are you involved in the decision to sign players at all, and have you had a chance to speak to any of the guys?
So the first part of the question first, Stan will call once in a while and we'll talk about a guy. But that primarily is Stan right now.
Sure.
Every time, when the dogs post, a new player, I always reach out to him. And I know Chance does too. By the way, Chance Cisco,
Yeah.
huge signing. I mean,
Yes.
Chance
Oh
is
yeah. Yeah.
phenomenal. Chance is huge for that clubhouse and a great guy, obviously a great
He is.
player, but a really good man. And I know he and I have been reaching out to every guy who's signed and talking to him, congratulating him. Anything you need, let me know. Yeah, having him even in the coaches meetings and with the guys is going to be huge because he was big for us last year.
Yeah.
Having that caliber of player, especially Chance, because he was in the big leagues almost 5 seasons.
Right. Right.
I mean, it just, how a clubhouse is. It's automatic respect,
Oh yeah.
and then you put on top of it that he's a great human being. It makes it so much easier.
Kind of going off on a quick tangent here. So when you're on first base coaching, what kind of stuff goes on between you and the players when they're on the
Absolutely.
bases?
Talking situation, definitely with helping with signs because sometimes
Okay.
they're missed and, guys' minds will wander. You know how the game goes.
Yeah.
Help with signs. I always give a time to a base stealer, I should say.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm always timing
So
the
you're timing
pitcher's
the pitchers, you mean,
pitcher
and
to
then
home plate.
okay.
So I'm always giving that time because if it's above, let's say 1-4 for a base stealer, he's going. I
Yeah.
mean, whether he gets a sign or not. Like a guy like Reggie last year, if it's 1-4, he's off next pitch.
I'm
Um,
running.
Depending, if the catcher's a guy who will throw behind, the runner, we'll talk
Okay.
about that. If there's two guys on and the first baseman's behind first, I'm always standing back watching the first baseman
Okay.
in case he comes in, slides in behind the runner,
Uh,
especially with the throw down from the catcher.
yeah, again, all these little subtleties of the game that the fans don't really realize, that the communication between coaches and players. And speaking of that, how would you describe your coaching philosophy?
At the end of the day, I believe what I try to get out of players is and for them to understand is it's team first. Where the team goes, you go, and give a great effort.
Okay.
And I think those two things force you or force a lot of guys, including myself at times, because we get self-indulgent and the ego can take over and we want it to be about us, but it's not about us. And then the effort part, brings in focus, letting go of your last at bat, maybe. It forces you on those bad days, especially to realize I need to focus a little more. I may need to take a little time to, do some breathing exercises or reset
Okay.
in some way. But I think those two ideas takes an array of skills to actually do,
Right.
especially with the world we live in today. I mean, when I was growing up, it was all about team. I mean, I didn't know anything else. Today's world and things being so individualized, um, I think it's tougher, especially at the pro level. I
Yeah.
mean, guys at the end of the day, they want to get back into affiliated baseball.
Right. Right.
They want to see how, and that doesn't matter if you were in affiliated or you're just an indie guy. Like
Yeah.
you want to see how far your skills will take you. So you
Right.
get caught up in those numbers and then you start pressing and you start doing all these things that aren't going to get you there. But what I've found, is like when I was in Kenosha, I told the guys, no one's going to sign anybody from a losing team. So we need to do what it takes to get the team going, because where the team goes, you'll go. And I've always believed that.
Okay.
Even in business, where the company goes, you go. If the company's flourishing, you're going to flourish. You
Right.
have to.
Yeah.
Uh, so I like getting things moving in that direction.
Okay.
Kind of old school with coaching, very much like Augie Garrido, who was at Cal State Fullerton in Texas, or Mike Krzyzewski, guys like
Oh yeah.
that.
It goes.
Nick Saban, have a standard and give great effort, and um, you know, and know it's about the team, not about you.
In a similar vein, when a player is struggling, like you kind of mentioned, players may, get in their own heads. What is your first approach? Is it mental or mechanical?
100% of the time.
Yeah.
No, never not. My first take is to listen. Just let them get out whatever they need to get out. But then my second is I'm a big fan of positive self-talk. Not like BSing yourself, but these guys are professionals. They've done it before and they've been successful.
Right.
So to get back in their head, to think about what you did before when you were successful
Yeah.
and start visualizing that and see that. The last at bat's done. It's history. I mean, that's even how I look at my life. Like, ups, downs, whatever. It's like it's over. It's
Yeah.
over. I can never go back. I can't repeat it. I can't change it. The future is way out there in the distance. So I have no idea, and I'm not even promised it.
Hmm.
So I really work to try to bring things back to the present moment all the time.
Right.
But using past successes, using a vision of where you want to go. But I just don't think it's important to get too tied up in the mechanics. I really don't. I think it screws most guys up more than anything. And baseball, especially hitting, because it's hard. I mean, if you're in there and you're worried about your trigger, you're worried about, whatever it is, your leg, your hips, I, you're not hitting 95, and then you're not hitting a cutter, and you're not hitting a changeup or whatever the guy's throwing,
Yeah.
because you're focused on your body. I think you got to get to that subconscious level of letting it flow.
Obviously, all these guys are chasing a dream, right? What do you tell them with all of your experience? How do you keep them motivated?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can motivate anybody. People always say like, "Oh, you're kind of like a motivational speaker," and I'm like, no, like motivation is yours. I try to educate from where I've been and what I've learned and what's worked for me and what's worked for clients or friends or other people that I've worked with. But I mean, at the end of the day, I believe that vision that you see and want has to be such a vivid image that it gets the effort going. And when effort goes, motivation starts to happen. Motivation will never come before effort. I mean, I could lay in bed and be motivated and
Can you
not
say
do
that again? Repeat that again.
motivation will always come after effort.
After effort. Wow.
You have to start doing something to really be motivated by it and really be excited about it. I mean, I can sit back and lay in bed and think about the gym. Doesn't mean I'm going, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
But if once I start going and I start seeing results,
Yep.
what happens? You get motivated, you get excited. But that's because that vision of maybe what I want my body to look like, or where I want my strength to be, that vision is so vivid that I have to do something. I think guys don't take the mental side of the game near as important as they
Yeah.
should.
Interesting.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think
Wow.
most people do. I mean, it's what created my career is I had visions, I saw them, and they didn't always work out exactly like I thought, but I always got moving in the direction of it, and then amazing things always happened. And I don't think I'm like special or unique by any stretch of the imagination, but the mental side is what has paid my bills, not the skill side.
All
And I
right.
think the skills are important. I'm not saying they're not important, right? Like, because they go hand in hand for sure. But I definitely believe you have to have that burning vision and that burning desire and believe it. If you don't believe it, you're just going to work against yourself.
All right. Well, our final dogs question here is something that everybody needs to know. How do you like your hot dog?
Oh, Chicago dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no ketchup, of course, but I'm a Chicago dog guy, 100 through and through.
Okay.
Always.
All right, Billy. Well, let's talk about something that you're currently involved in.
Yeah,
And it's not a side hustle, is it? I mean, you're coaching, but you're also running this business called Unfinished Purpose. And in
yeah.
fact, I kept seeing Billy Unfinished Purpose on Instagram. You know, a lot of these dogs players and other players. Oh, Billy Unfinished Purpose, help me with this and help me with that chance and other guys. And I'm like, who? Oh, this guy's a baseball whisperer. You know, he's a dog. He's got to do something. So, you do have a company called Unfinished Purpose. So. Tell us about that. What is it and who is it for?
It actually started out. I started it like 6 years ago, but I didn't really. It was a segue from my consulting. I just, over the years, have gotten in contact with so many people who aren't not. It's not even whether they like their job, don't like their job, or what they're doing, but they always have ideas to do other things.
Right.
And I'm the kind of person that says, well, let's do it. Let's figure it out. Even if you take a half hour a week to pour into it over time, that can equal great success.
Sure.
So yeah, the idea came where I was going to have it be kind of an offshoot of coaching and consulting businesses.
Okay.
And then when I decided to get back into baseball, it just made sense to work with players.
Sure.
So I do a lot of one-on-one coaching, a lot of group coaching in terms of team coaching and team culture, a lot of mental skills. But I'm a huge fan. Like I'm not some, like, I'm just not wired to go out and be like, here, do this breathing exercise or do this visualization. It'll change your life. Like I always believe change starts here.
Okay.
Because I know even in my own life, when I'm not going good, you can give me, I can meditate, I can do visualization, I can read, I can work out, but it ain't changing because this has to change. So I'm a big fan of like self-awareness and self-assessment. Like you really have to know yourself to be able to self-assess and make whatever changes you need to make. So yeah, so what I'm actually working on right now, I started a podcast, which because you've seen clips, so that'll be up running here soon. Beyond the one-on-one coaching, I am starting a paid membership community. Then I'll do coaching once a week. There'll always be some challenges and things of that nature. But then I'm also going to bring in, guys who have been there, who are amazing. Who we can do some Q&A, bring some coaches in, bring guys like Chance or Renato,
Mhm.
other people I know, business leaders, because it's all the same.
Sure.
And I think people see it as different. Baseball is no different than entrepreneurship, no different than whatever you want to chase in life. So I don't care if you're 90 or you're 9, you have unfinished purpose, but you got to lean into it. And it's going to be tough because you have to become the person who can actually attain that. And
Right.
that's the hard part. That's the tricky part, right? So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Unfinishedpurpose.com. Yeah, I'm excited to see where it can go. And I'm really excited about the membership community because I like the idea of having, not only using me, but using each other.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of community and culture, team culture. But I want to do some, go on live, do some behind the scenes with the guy,
Yeah.
because it's just, I think
Can't.
that vantage point that people need. Once again, I think it helps with the vision. If you're like I had to talk with some high school baseball players in Michigan on Wednesday, and getting that vision of like you can do this. It's hard.
Yeah.
If you want to play D1, you can, but it's going to be difficult. But I think if you can give more context to what it looks like, even do a little bit of a live, like when we do indoor hitting or
Okay.
a guy soaking in the tub, interview him for 5, 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
something where it can motivate these guys to be like, oh, this is attainable.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some amazing guys like Maben, one of my favorite kids ever, nicest guy in the world. And I mean, we signed him from the Empire League. He came to us in his first 3 weeks, he hit 600. I mean, it was insane.
And we're talking Derek or Jacob now. I know now we
Jacob,
have them both.
behind Derek. Yeah, 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 with two sets of twins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
thankfully
That's
Stan and Stu are easier to tell apart, but then the Maven boys are tough. The Maven boys look identical.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm so excited to have those guys back too, for sure. Kind of said something that intrigued me, and I'm not sure. Obviously, you're kind of doing simultaneously with the dogs, or do you like this summer your dogs and then you go back to unfinished purpose? I mean, obviously, you can probably weave them both in.
Yeah, I'll weave them. I mean, my focus is on the dogs. I
Yeah.
mean, when I'm there, get to the park at 11, 11:30, leave at 11.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but
No, 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 no. I talk to no, no, no. I talk to Sean and Trish about this stuff because it excites me and I once again I think it goes that's something that I truly love about Chicago and about um, Sean's vision with Chicago is having that fans first mentality. And I know Trish and I just had a talk. Oh gosh, what was that Tuesday? Maybe we were talking about even stuff with fans. We weren't just talking about the team. We were talking about how can we make the fan experience better. From a team perspective. Like,
um,
and it's something that I'm very passionate about. So no, but it is. I mean, even last year, like I kept clients because I'll do them early in the morning. The nice thing is with being on Central Time with most of our schedule. I can do calls at 6 in the morning, 7 in the
right.
morning. So I usually keep 3 or 4 clients, usually higher paying clients, of course. I make it worth the time. But no, when we get to the ballpark, it'll be, you know,
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. But no, I like to keep it going because, you know, one thing I found is you start something and then you give a pause, you know, whether it's a month or for, you know, season, 6 months.
Yeah.
It's tough to give back to and rebuild that momentum. I think it's momentum is what we're always fighting for in anything.
All right.
Um, so no, it's something I'll do in small doses.
Fans look for that for sure. Unfinished purpose. All right, Billy, if you're ready to have a little bit of fun, we'll take a quick break and then we'll wrap things up. You ready to have a little fun?
Always.
This is a section we call Fungo, right? Where you hit the balls to the guy. So this will
Absolutely.
be real quick. The last TV show you watched.
Task
Interesting. What is Task? I've never heard of that.
on HBO Max, Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, okay. I have to look for that. All right.
Good. It's good. He's like an FBI.
The greatest snack food.
Oreos.
Okay. What do you eat them? Do you
You
take them
thought I was going
apart?
to say like beef jerky, didn't you? No. Oh yeah, you got to peel them.
You peel them apart. Okay. So you got
Yeah,
two
you gotta
cookies
peel 'em.
instead of
I'm
one.
like a child. I'm like a child when I get those in my hand.
You dunk them? Are you?
Dunk them in milk. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the way to do it. The best baseball movie.
The natural.
Mountains or beach?
Beach with mountains in the background.
There you go. There. I keep telling my wife she's a mountain girl and I'm a beach guy. I said we got to find somewhere in between.
Yeah, I love them both. That's probably the toughest one so far because I love them both.
Cool. Coolest Star Wars character.
I mean, I'm 48, so like Luke is it for me.
You can have lunch with anyone in history. Who is it?
Ooh, Ernest Hemingway.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a big Hemingway fan.
Nice, nice. Do you have a hidden talent?
I mean, we all have hidden talents, but I don't know what mine would be. I can juggle.
No kidding. All right.
Yeah,
Very cool. All right, we'll
yeah,
see you out on the base paths juggling for the
yeah,
fans.
exactly right.
Trish, I found a way to entertain fans.
Yeah, exactly. Fan first. We out coaching bases.
Sorry. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Kittens or puppies?
Ah, kittens, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most listened to on your Spotify playlist?
Probably Butch Walker.
Is he a country guy?
No, he's a singer. He was kind of like indie rock back.
Oh,
He started in like the 80s. He was actually in a hair band.
no
Um,
kidding.
he's better probably known for producing. Like he's
Okay.
produced a lot of really like Green Day, Taylor Swift.
No kidding. Wow. Butch Walker. I've
Yeah,
got to
he's
look him up.
phenomenal. So he's rock.
Okay.
A bit of singer-songwriter. The last like 10 years he's kind of ventured around. He's done like some more country folk stuff, but he's rock at the end of the day. But yeah, he's great.
Got to look him up. And then finally, what's your Halloween candy must have?
Ooh.
You're walking around and trick or treating, and you better get one of these. What is it?
Reese's. Reese's Pieces.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Or the peanut butter cups.
Yeah, yep, there you go. That's perfect. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up. This is the last section is called Final Pitch, and
Okay.
obviously this is a show for Dogs fans, the ones we know and love, but also hopefully new fans. Do you have any special? Do you have any special message for Dogs fans?
Yeah, I mean, to me, coming to Impact Field, like, because I came here as a fan before coaching. Like, I used to come to probably, I don't know, before I got back into baseball, probably 6 to 8 games a summer. Um, it's a great experience. I truly think they do a phenomenal job with like on-field entertainment. You feel welcomed. Yeah, I mean, the stadium's beautiful. Um, you get to see good baseball. And like, I mean, I think people don't, I think people come to the games in baseball in general. Everybody's got their own thing, hanging out with friends, have some beers, whatever it is. But you truly get to see some really talented baseball players. And like I said, that fan first mentality is, I think, huge. And you don't get that everywhere,
True.
and when you come on especially, as the season gets rolling, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's a packed house. I mean, the energy's great. It's exciting. So and we love it. I mean, as players, as coaches, you can't ask for anything better because we go to a lot of parks that don't have it.
Right.
uh, yeah, so I think from the player coaches side, it's we feed off that energy, but from a fan side, because I was that,
Right.
going and just enjoying the day, seeing good baseball, you always meet good people, and it's just fun, and kids love it.
Thanks for joining us, Coach. Billy, how can fans connect with you and your unfinished purpose and all of your other things? How can they follow you online?
Yeah, Instagram is by far the easiest way. Billy at Unfinished Purpose. Um, and then my website is unfinishedpurpose.com.
Okay.
Uh, but if you're on, you DM me on Instagram, I'll definitely get back to you.
And then remember to follow the Fool. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, obviously. That's where you're watching us. Just search Shy Dog Fool, ChidogFool. And then make sure you give this video a like and subscribe and click the bell, all that fun stuff. Coach, thank you so much for doing this and joining us. I truly am looking forward to opening day and then, of course, to seeing you again in person. So let's get that ring, huh?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's the goal. That's the goal. I'm Coach Billy Lanford of the Chicago Dogs, and I follow the fool.